Hey guys, TiarraLashay here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review slash tutorial on the NYX Fire in your, NYX In Your Element Fire palette. So the whole collection, the In Your Element collection, I believe there are 7 or 8 eyeshadow palettes in the collection. It's like earth, wind, fire, water. I think they threw air in there. Yeah, I don't know. But there's some other I'll leave them somewhere. But they have a whole collection based off of the elements. I was more attracted to the fire palette because I just thought it was beautiful. So that's what we're doing today. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do so. And if you like videos like this, of course, give this a thumbs up, help your girl out. And yeah, we're just gonna hop right on into this and get started. So as you can see, I've already done my brows off camera, and I just want to jump straight into the eyes, and then we'll talk about how I feel about the palette at the end of the video. So to prime my eyes, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Sand Tan. Then to just set the concealer, I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. So here's the palette. As you can see, you have 12 colors. There are 6 mattes and 6 shimmers. This yellow, you may not be able to see on camera because I didn't realize it until I saw the palette in person. The yellow actually is a shimmer color. It is not a matte, but it looks like one of those colors that you can use as a matte and it will not completely take over your eye look. I think there's so many tutorials and stuff using the red colors. I actually want to use something a bit different. I think I want to kind of play with these burgundies, like this color range right here, and just see how that comes out. So for the first color, I'm actually gonna go in with this color right here. And the colors are actually not, they don't have names, they just have numbers. So I guess this would be number 4. So we'll pick that up. So there's a pretty good color payoff with this. Not too bad. I'm gonna go in next with this burgundy color, the color 10, I guess. Just gonna pick up a little bit on my brush and focus this more so into the crease. This color is beautiful and it appears to be pretty pigmented. Let's see how it blends though. Blending pretty good, I'd say. I will say I do feel like the colors are just a bit, they're not, how do I say, like, I feel like they're not as creamy as some other palettes that I've used before, and that kind of irritates me. It's not bad, like it's still workable, but I'm gonna explain why it irritates me in a little bit. So we're just gonna keep going though. And then for the next color, I'm gonna go in with this, I think this is the color 8. It's more of like a gray, it's kind of more of a gray color. And I'm going to work that into the crease as well. All right, this color is looking a bit patchy in some areas. I'm actually gonna change brushes. I'm not too crazy about that brush. This color is definitely a bit more difficult to blend. Doesn't seem impossible, but just a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna go back in with this color right here, picking up a little bit of that and just going over it. We're gonna get somewhere, I promise. Because right now we're looking a little bit crazy. So I'm actually wanting to go on the lid with this color right here, which I guess would be 11, but I want something on the bottom that's going to make it pop. So I'm going to take this Color Tattoo by Maybelline, this 24-hour dramatic black, and it's just like a black cream shadow. And I'm going to apply some of this on my lid. When you lay a black underneath shimmers, it just gives it another type of pop. Helps the color stand out a little bit. So then I'm gonna take the same brush, just a flat brush, and I'm going to pick up this color right here and just apply that to the lid. So I'm applying it right now and I haven't wet my brush or anything. That is literally me applying it with a dry brush. This color is bomb. I really like this color. So after I finish applying it with this eye, I am gonna go in with some Fix Plus just to see if I can intensify it even more. Let's try this again. Wet the brush. I didn't do much. Then I'm just taking some of that gray color and just literally packing some of it on the outer corners. Perfect. Okay. So extra. Okay, this third color, I'm just gonna use the first brush, pick up a little bit of that and literally run that on the edges to blend any harsh lines there. Now I'm gonna go in with the NYX black liquid liner and just draw some liner on. I'm not gonna do a wing, I'm literally just applying a line on the top lash line, so that way when I apply my lashes, the band is hidden. All right, so now that I have my face done for the most part, we're going to start on the bottom lash line. So we're going to just use the same colors that we use in our crease, like I usually do. So I'm gonna go in first with the color up here, which I believe is 4. This numbering system is crazy. Then I'm gonna go in with this burgundy color. Then I'm going to take just a little flat defining brush and I'm going to pick up this gray color and literally place that as close to the bottom lash line as I can. And I'm not taking it all the way in, just stopping about 3/4 of the way. Then going back in with that first brush that we used to lay the initial colors down and just smoking that out. Then I'm going to take this black liner, and it's the LA Girl gel liner, and just apply this to my waterline. So to finish off my eyes, I'm gonna go in with this rose gold bronzy copper color right here in the palette, and I'm gonna use that to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. I really am in love with this look, y'all. I'm absolutely in love with it. So my thoughts on this palette. So the colors were pigmented, as you can see, but I'm gonna say this. The colors are pigmented, but they're also buildable. So don't think that you're gonna dip your brush in there once. I found that with this color. Dip your brush in there once, apply. No, it seems like it's meant for you to be able to build on it a little bit. So I feel like that's really good for people who are new with makeup and don't necessarily know how to control shadows and work with them as well. You can definitely use this type of palette where you're able to build the pigment because it gives you a little bit more flexibility to be able to have more control over the shadows. I will say this darker color that I used was a little bit more difficult to blend out, but I realized if I just kept going back and forth between the two colors, it was able to be blended. So that's my thing. Is it completely not able to be blended, or it just takes a little bit more work? And this one just takes a little bit more work to blend. So it's not impossible. This color was great. I would say that. So I'm hoping that most of the other colors in here have more of these feels to them rather than this feel. Now this shimmer was bomb. I love the lid color. I just really like this. I feel like they were very pigmented. I didn't have issues. Like it literally looked the same when I wet my brush as it did when I applied it with a dry brush. It looked the exact same. So I personally see that as a very high pigmented shimmer color, and I like that. Okay, that takes an extra step out of my makeup routine, and I completely love steps taken out, making my life a little bit easier. And that's the same for this one. I feel like I got a nice little inner corner highlight with that color. It was pretty. I can only speak to those colors per se, but from those colors, if this is a rarity, like this gray one, and the rest of the colors function like the other ones I used, then I would definitely say that this is a pretty good palette. So let me just feel. And it's crazy because touching the colors, like that gray feels more creamy than this red and this like deep purple color or whatever that color is. It feels just as creamy and it's just as pigmented. I just had a little bit more difficulty blending it out. And that could just be because it's a darker color. You know, darker colors are a little bit harder to create. So, but other than that, I do like the palette. You know, I feel like I made a really nice look and would use it in the future, especially for some of these red colors. But I just want to give you guys something different because I know some other people have made videos using it and they focused more so on the red colors because it's called a fire palette. So just want to give you another option using the palette. Now, what I don't like about this palette is the price. This was a $30 palette, and I hate to sit here and complain about it because I believe this was supposed to be one of their like pro collections or whatever it may be, but it's still NYX at the end of the day. And I just feel like $30 is a bit steep for a drugstore or a lower end makeup product, especially when I can pay about $12 more and be in the prestige section of the store buying a higher end product, higher end eyeshadow palette, and get a little bit more quality. I'd rather bump up and, you know, just hop on over to the prestige brands. But if you shop at Ulta or just Ulta.com or whatever, maybe if you get your NYX products from there, there's no reason for you to have to pay $30. Ulta has coupons. Ulta has the buy one, get one 50% off or buy one, get one free, just depending on the day. So if you're interested in this palette, I would definitely just wait until there's a sale. So that way you're not having to spend $30 on the palette. So that way you get more bang for your buck, okay? But that's it. That's my thoughts on everything. I was going to swatch the palette for you. As you can see here, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with swatches. I like when other people do them so I can see the colors. However, I don't ever want to base how well an eyeshadow palette is going to do based off the swatches, because as we all know, there's been plenty of controversy off of swatches and all of that jazz from here and there. Like, I just don't want to get mixed up in it. I'd rather base that off of me actually applying the eyeshadow rather than taking my finger and running it across my hand, because that at the end of the day is not how you apply shadows. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. So that is it for today. If you have this palette or you had a different experience with this palette, please leave it down below. Like, I'm all about hearing you all's experience with products, because what may work for me may not work for you. Of course, if you had any questions about anything, feel free to leave those down below. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you hit that button before you leave. All right, so I love you guys, and I will see you next time.